Hey, what's up? We're going to talk about parallel versus perpendicular lines. So parallel versus perpendicular. All right, so first thing we just need to know what even are parallel lines, what are perpendicular lines. Parallel lines are always the same distance apart, right? So this is always the same distance apart. They're never going to meet, ever. They just live separate lives, okay? Over here we have perpendicular. Perpendicular lines are lines that intersect at a 90-degree angle, okay? So that's the difference. Parallel, they never meet. Perpendicular meet at a 90-degree angle. All right, so let's look at some parallel lines. What we need to know right now is that they have the same slope. And we can use the calculator to check by graphing our equations and seeing are they actually parallel. Okay. All right. So look, we have these two graphs, and I'm looking right here. My slope is -2. My slope is -2, right? Same slopes means it's parallel. Same slope. Okay. So I'm going to come here. What's the slope here? What would slope dude say about this line? Zero fun. All right, and he would say the same thing about this one. Ooh, so anytime we have a line that's just y equals a number, we have a slope of 0. Okay, so slope of 0, that's still going to give us parallel lines. Remember that means same distance, right? Same distance, same slope. Okay, so if we look at this last one, again, it's all about that slope. 1/2, positive 1/2. Those match. Okay, so that's what we're looking for, matching slopes. Okay, with perpendicular, it's the negative reciprocal. Awesome math vocabulary right there. Negative reciprocal just tells me flip the slope, okay, and change the sign. That's what a negative reciprocal. Remember, negatives change our sign. Reciprocal means to flip, okay? So if I look at our first graph here, okay, note that these are meeting at a 90-degree angle, and I'm looking at slope, okay? When we're talking parallel perpendicular, it's about slope. So I had 1/3, and then I have -3. So I know that 1/3 and -3, because that's over 1, those are reciprocals, okay? 1/3, and then I flipped it, so it got 3 over 1, and I took the negative, okay? All right, here, what would slope dude say about this line right here? It's 0 fun. What would he say about this one? Vertical, uh-oh. Did you say it? Okay, this is undefined, right? Okay, so how are those reciprocals? Okay, so 0 doesn't really have a sign, but undefined means that I'm taking some number and I'm dividing by 0. When you divide by 0, okay, so here it's 0 is the numerator, here 0 is the denominator. That's why those are reciprocals, okay? All right, last one, we have 1/2. We have -2. So again, we have 1/2, and then we have -2, and I'm just going to show myself that that's over 1 because I'm flipping the numerator and denominator, and I'm changing the sign. Those are my perpendicular lines, okay? And you can always graph and see to check and make sure, are those actually reciprocals? All right, so you're going to do some practice here. I want you to pause, see if you can do it, and then come back and see, did I know parallel versus perpendicular? So pause. All right, so let's check in and see how you did. It's all about slope, so I'm seeing if they're the same, it's parallel. If they're reciprocals, it's perpendicular. All right, these are the same, so it's parallel. I look here, -1, and then I have +1. So -1 and +1. So I flipped them, right? It's the same, but I took the negative, so this is actually perpendicular. Okay, Next one, 0.5 and -2. I know that 0.5 is the same as 1/2. Okay, so I have 1/2 and then I have -2. Okay, so these are also perpendicular. Okay, I have 2/5. It's all about slope. 2/5, those are the same, so it's parallel. I have -1/3. I have +3, -1/3, and then I have, anytime I have all that whole number, I'm going to rewrite it. My numerator and denominator flipped, my signs changed, this is perpendicular. And then our last one, we have 1/3, and then our other one stayed 1/3, so these are parallel. How'd you do? All right, let's look again at it just a little different. Pause it, see if you figure it out. You're matching pairs. Okay, pause, and then check. All right, so I'm looking for parallel, which means same slope. Okay, so I'm looking to see where do I have a match. Okay, I have +2 here, +2 here, those match, so these are my parallel lines right here. And then I can graph those and see, are they actually, let me double check my work, right? Okay, the next one is perpendicular. Perpendicular means right angle, so negative reciprocal, right? Negative reciprocal. All right, so I'm looking, I have 4, I have 1/4. Those flip, but the signs don't change, okay? I have 4, 4, those are the same. Hey, those are parallel lines, but I want perpendicular. All right, I have -4. Sign changes, but it doesn't flip numerator and denominator. But 1/4 to -4. Hey, we flipped it because remember that's over 1. So numerator flipped, sign changed. All right, there are my perpendicular lines. All right, one more perpendicular. Remember negative reciprocal. Flip and change the sign. Okay, so I have 2/3. I have 3/2. Ooh, those are reciprocals, but the signs didn't change. I have another 3/2. Okay, so not yet. Those are parallel though, but I want perpendicular. All right, and then I have -3/2. Ooh, so that sign changed, but the fraction didn't flip. But right here, 2/3 became 3/2. Positive, negative. There's my perpendicular set. Okay, that's it. So about slope. Same as parallel, negative reciprocal is perpendicular.